Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I am the owner of thetrustisyou.com. Again, it's thetrustisyou.com, YOU.com. I want to talk to you about capital gains. So many people do not realize how expensive they are. I also just started a brand new podcast, and I got 10 people down for stop paying capital gains. So the reason for this is because I'm a real estate investor, and I went down the rabbit hole when I bought a bank-owned house July of 2020, and I knew when COVID restrictions lifted, it was going to go for auction at $50,000. I knew at that time that $30,000 spread that I was going to make, yay Sally, that $30,000 spread I was going to make was going to be over $7,000 in capital gains. So I'm like, well, if other people can get away with it, why can't I get away with it? In my real estate group, and if anyone's interested in finding out about real estate, reach out to me because I am in a great real estate group. We have an instructor, Garrett Gunderston. He wrote a book called What the Rockefellers Do. How to change the name to What Billionaires Do, but I had read it several years ago. That's why I joined my real estate group. I'm talking about the Rockefellers, what they call their trust. They call it, quote unquote, the office. This office is 7 generations old and has over almost 400 people in the trust, and they get to save money all the time. So I went down the rabbit hole. I interviewed several different companies. I did get talk to my dad. We have both the Beneficial Trust and the Business Trust. The reason for this, the Business Trust is for anyone who has a 1099 income. In my family, my brother has his brewery. I don't drink beer, but he has very good beer. He wins all kinds of awards for that. My sister-in-law has her landscape design company, and I run 3 online businesses where I make some money. Yay, Sally! So that all goes to the Business Trust. Now, with the Beneficial Trust that I'm talking about today, this is going to help any investor. It's going to help them save capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rent rolls, and royalties. Now, just to explain this to you, both trusts, Business Trust or Beneficial Trust, both trusts are going to help you save money on your taxes no matter what you're doing. It's going to help you keep your information 100% private, and then I think super important, it's going to keep you from being sued in any lawsuit, because it's going back to the old adage, own nothing, control everything. This is what the trust does for you. Now, I know some of you are like, so why is this so important to me? What is this exactly? Now, this trust is patented. There is a patent on it, and it is written in the U.S. tax code. The tax code, IRS tax code 643B like boy, or I worked at USA, so it'd be B like Bravo. This is going to help you there. Now, just to give you an idea, I want to read to you what the IRS says is a capital gain. This is a very, very broad statement. The IRS tax tip 2003-29 says, almost everything you own for use or personal purposes, pleasure or investment is a capital asset. Talk about being broad. So I don't care if you are a real estate investor, you're a crypto investor, you're a crypto miner, you're a stock market investor, you're an options trader, you're a forex trader, you're a Novatech trader, you have gold, you have silver, you have whatever you do. Baseball cards, my brother has comic books, anything like that. That's going to cause you to have what is called a capital gain. My goal is to help people save this money. I can do it, why can't you all do it? Now, also to give you a little bit more information, there is a difference between short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. So short-term capital gain is anything less than a year, and currently that is 23.8% of your profit. That's a lot of money. There is past legislation. This is a little bit scary. No one's talking about this, but back in November of 2021, there's 2 huge bills that went through Congress. One was a transportation bill, and one was a reform bill. I don't remember their titles. I'm sorry, but there is a line in there that they say that they are going to raise capital gains, raise them up to 40%. 40%. You keep 60% of your profits. The federal government gets 40% of your profits for some tax brackets. The line does say anybody making more than $400,000 would be charged this. I'm not there yet, but I plan to be there. I hope you all plan to be there too, but that's a lot of money to be paying the federal government for something you're doing because you're a smart real estate investor. Again, I got involved because I knew I was going to make about $30,000 on a house as soon as COVID came up. Now, long-term capital gains. This is more than a year, and this also deals with if you are a business owner and you're selling your business. I don't care if it's an online vitamin company. I don't care if it's a car wash company. I don't care if it's a pizzeria. Long-term capital gains are either 15% of the sale or 20% of the sale. It adds up really, really quickly. Just to give you an idea, it's middle February. January 31st, I had two gentlemen who were selling two car washes. Yes, they're two different investors, but I'm going to give you the overall numbers and do the under numbers. And I have to apologize, I don't know how to accept people live, so please forgive me for that. So these two guys sold the two car washes for $2 million. That's a great number. $1 million for him and $1 million for him. But what they didn't realize until I talked to them before Christmas is they are going to pay $300,000 at 15% or $400,000 at 20% April 15th, 2024. So more than a year away from now, they're going to pay that. When I talked to him before Christmas, I said we can look at one trust and both of you will be equal people on the trust like this, or you can have two separate trusts. What would you like to do? We were on a Zoom and almost simultaneously both said, I want my own trust. So each gentleman is either going to save $150,000 or $200,000 in 2024 because they sold their car washes. Congratulations. I don't want to use their names, but congratulations on that. So this starts getting very important on this. Now, this involves anything in real estate. And I know some of y'all are going to say, hey, I can do a 1031 exchange. Yeah, hey. Yeah, you can do a 1031 exchange. There's a special timeline. Again, I don't know how to bring you on live, so I have to apologize. So again, the 1031, there's a very set timeline about finding a property, finding a third person to do this, find the real estate in time, and then it has to all be used or paid capital gains on this. Take out that stupid timeline. Take out trying to find other people. I do have clients, not trying to make fun of them, but she's 72 and he's 74. They're in their 70s. She's a real estate agent and they're investors. They just sold a house back in August in Tampa Bay, made a heck of a lot of money on that, congratulations. And she was scrambling to find another house so she could do the timeline on the 1031 exchange. She was not sleeping. She was going crazy because she couldn't find any house to do this. One of her clients said, hey, talk to Sally. What we were able to do was, it was not their homestead. So I know there's a weird rule in California, Florida. It was a house they bought at auction. They put $100,000 of work into it, and they were selling it for $1.2 million. So they were going to have a $600,000 return on this. That's a lot of money. So I should have had my little calculator up here and working, so I have to apologize. I shut down my computer over the weekend because I don't like to work on the weekend. So give me 1 second. Let me get my little calculator out of here. There we go. We're going to put $600,000 times 0.238. That was going to be $142,000 savings for them. Now, what they decided, because one of the things about doing a 1031 exchange, this is something else y'all need to know. It's like property for like property. It was a single family house, they'd have to do a single family house. My client, who's 72, who's the real estate agent, she's like, I'm sick and tired of doing what I'm doing. And I said, hey, retire and enjoy. So I gave them three different names to get involved with a REIT, a real estate investment company. One company was looking for money to buy an apartment complex. They got into that. They're making they get monthly rent rolls through the trust. That's taken care of. And then when they sell the apartment building, it'll go through the trust. They have sent me 4 more clients. They love this trust, and it's really, really good. Now, something about the husband. I did not know this while we were talking until afterwards. He calls me and he says, hey, he's a retired pilot, congratulations to him, and he has a plane that he keeps at an airport in Tampa that he rents out to a training school to train pilots. He goes, should I put that in the trust? I'm like, oh my God, yes. Because any liability that happens with that, the trust is going to pay the liability. And if the student does something, hits another plane as he's taxiing or something like this, he doesn't have to worry about being sued. Those are important things. Now, so again, I don't care if you're wholesaling, wholetailing, fix and flipping, buying and holding, short-term rentals, you're in a REIT, anything like this, you're going to invest just like your LLC. You're going to take the depreciation just like your LLC, everything else, but it's going to go through the trust and pay for everything else. So we're going to look at that. Now, when you go out to thetrustisyou.com, there is a slide deck you're going to download. I go over this every Monday night at 8 p.m. East Coast time. There is some personal information in there. This is what I have done for 2021 when I started the trust, and up to January, I keep getting these months mixed up. Yes, if you can't tell, I am dyslexic. So this is going to be up to July 31st, 2022. So the house that I talked about in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, bought it for $20,000. It went to auction and it sold for $64,329. Woohoo! Sally made some money. Woohoo! What happened on that sale was I would have had to pay $10,550 in capital gains if it was not in the trust. That's a lot of money. I got to save that because it was in the trust, and all the other real estate I do is in the trust. Right now, I'm doing a bunch of wholesaling in North Carolina. It's just easier for me to do upset bids in North Carolina. Nothing's moving. There's no foreclosures happening in 5 counties that I go to. I'm close to Mecklenburg County, but I don't go into Mecklenburg County. I go to Union County. I go to Montgomery County. I go to Anson County. I can't pronounce it. Caravas. There's only one bank is foreclosing right now in these 5 counties. I don't know what it's like where you all are. So what I'm doing is what's called upset bids in North Carolina. 1, 2, 3. On the slides, I have 3 upset bids. I have done 8 upset bids so far since I got here in March of 2022. One of the upset bids I did with my nephew. So yay! So with the upset bid, what I do is I get it under contract, I win the upset bid, and then I have 45 days to make the payment. I am taking it to my Metrolina REI group and saying, hey, I've got this 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It's gone through auction. I don't know anything about it. Who wants to sell it? I made $14,000 on that first deal. Nice return on that. That would have been $3,332 in capital gains I don't have to pay for 2022. Haven't done my taxes yet, but that's what I'm going to save there. So right now, I am going to save over $32,000. The numbers that you're going to see on the slide deck at thetrustisyou.com are true numbers up until July 31st. I've done more homes since then, so I'm saving over $60,000 in capital gains right now. Yay, Sally! Now, with this trust, I do a little bit of crypto, I do a little bit of staking in crypto, and I have a crypto bot. Not much. I'm really dabbling. I'll be honest about dabbling in it. And I'm saving money on that. I don't do my options trading. I gave $25,000 to a friend of mine. He does my options trading. I'm happy for that. Every quarter, if I get, he makes better than 25, I get the first 25%, and after that, we divide 50-50, anything after that. My friend Glenn's doing a great job. All of that is through the trust. If you're doing day trading, if you're doing anything else, that's all in the trust. A question: how do you buy commercial property with no money down? I was going to say that's another interesting thing, but we're going to use the trust to do that. It's going to be, and I have to invite the road site. I don't know how to go live together, so please forgive me. This is just the thing I'm doing here. So you're using the trust to say, just like an LLC, I don't care what you're doing. I just did my first leverage deal, yay Sally, here in North Carolina. The fix and flipper put too much rehab into it. He's asking way too much money for it. It's a small house. It's under 1,000 square feet, and he can't afford it. So I said to him, are you open to terms? He's just like, I need someone to pay my money. So we got somebody in there. I did the whole contract, and I sold the leverage deal to somebody else. I got paid on that through the trust. Yay, Sally. Again, I'm just trying to help investors save money with whatever they're doing. Be a crypto miner, be a crypto investor, be an options trader, be a stock market with your dividends and everything else. This trust is going to save you money on your federal taxes. Also, to give you an idea what happens here, if you close down all your LLCs and just do what you do, I do everything through the trusts. I do have both the business trust and the beneficial trust. So it's a little bit different for me, but I work with both trusts. So that here in North Carolina, the state of North Carolina does not think I exist here. I don't have any property in my name here. I don't do any things in my name. I file a 1041 tax paperwork, and that means I don't have to file state of North Carolina tax paperwork. I'm going to get you a little bit confused, and I'm sorry to do this. I do have 2 LLCs still in Arizona. I do file Arizona state paperwork for those 2 LLCs. I make so little money, according to the state of Arizona, I can be on their Medicaid program called Access if I want to be. No, I'm not. My beneficial trust pays for my health insurance, pays for my infinite banking, it pays for my car, it pays for gas in my car, the beneficial trust pays for everything except for 3 major things. This is and I don't want to get you confused on this, it does not pay for food, fun, and fashion, and I will explain how you can get around that very easily. This is just an overview right now. What I cannot do is go back to something that was sold already and it's already, the rumba's making noise. I cannot go back to another, something that's already, a title that has all been recorded. But we can go back to rent rolls. Your rent rolls go through this. Your royalties go through this. I now have 4 songwriters who have royalties on songs. Never knew they made so much money doing this. I have 2 people who sell NFTs. Never knew you could make so much money doing NFTs. This is kind of interesting. One of my clients sold an NFT, a $100 NFT. She sold it, not $100,000. She sold it for $1,000, and then she copyrighted it 1 through 100. So the first one is considered a 1099 income. 2 through 100 are considered royalties. She sold each one of those for $1,000 through her trust and didn't have to pay capital gains on that. I do go live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time for a Q&A. Sorry I can't do anything here live on this. But again, the website is thetrustisyou.com. You'll get the free PDF so you can look at this. This is not a necessity. This is just to help you save money, just like Rockefellers and U.S. presidents do. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but it is true. Grant Cardone does tell his $100,000 people who spend $100,000 with them, he sells the exact same trust for $50,000. Going back to the business brokers, when you are selling your business, if you're selling your business, my first person I helped was Schwann's home delivery routes. He had 4 routes. He was selling it to his 2 sons and 2 nephews. Not trying to make a lot of money, just trying to save money. I got to save that family $72,000 in capital gains. His wife called me crying happy tears going, do you know how much $72,000 means to me? I'm like, do you know how much $7,000 means to me? It's a lot of money. So again, if I can help you, and if you just want to talk about things, go out to thetrustisyou.com. You can set up an appointment with me. Whoops, sorry, my computer just shut off. You can set up an appointment with me. You can download the slides. One of the things I'm going to suggest on the slide deck, I mean, I'm not trying to be crazy or anything like this, but I do have several books on the second to last page that I really think y'all should read. My 2 favorite books. So the reason I'm doing this is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It is a very simple read, and he says there's plenty of it out there, and we should help as many people as possible. I want to help as many investors as possible. I got accused by somebody saying I'm anti-American. I am not anti-American. I served 2 years in the Peace Corps in Poland back in 91 to 93. Loved it. It's a great assignment, and I'm amazed how well everybody in Eastern Europe now speaks English. Nobody spoke English when I was there. But I am not anti-American. I have a problem with all this money going into the federal government and nobody knows what they're doing. I still pay food tax. I still pay gas tax. I was just in St. Louis 3 weeks ago. I paid hotel tax. I pay my taxes, all these other taxes. I'm just trying to save capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rent roll taxes, and royalties because other people know how to do this. If you have questions, it's going to be the Trust is You /scheduling. You can always set up a Zoom with me. My new podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, just got released. There was a press release this last weekend that got picked up. Woohoo! Sally, I'm doing good. So if you don't mind, please listen to it, download it. There's some amazing people on my podcast. Leslie Baston. How can I just forget his name? John Utley and Casey Eberhardt are on there. Then Gab I'll just say Gab's on there because I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly. But check that out. Stop paying capital gains now. I'm here. I'm also on TikTok at Spendthrift Trust. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I go live every Monday night. I hope this has been helpful. If I can help you save money as easily as everybody else is doing, that would be great. Have a beautiful week. Take care. I'm ending.